Hello everyone, welcome back once again to Brazil. Well, you find us here coming up to sort of early midday in the second half of March, and we've just finished the last of the seeding contracts that we had from previously. I'm going to take a right up here. Hopefully the local bod in our other tractor is still following. Yes, there we go. Lovely. Yes, so we've got we've got one contract to hand in, and the other two we handed in previously, but I think I threw in some brief video footage of that being accepted. If I haven't, I'll do it now, or pictures of the contracts or something. But yes, so we got a bunch of contracts done. And where we are now is heading back to base. We had to purchase a bunch more seed because the few bags that we'd already picked up and had in storage got totally used. So I bought 4 more bags, and that cost us an even $4,000, I think, something like that. Same kind that we got the last time, so that is all good. And also we purchased, it came up on sale and I completely forgot to take some pictures of it, another back option for our little lorry. It's the straight flatbed option. So we have that to go and pick up from the shop. We are also going to need to get a few bags of fertiliser. Or quite a few bags of fertiliser, in fact, because we are going to be loading up our new fertiliser spreader thing and taking that off for a little run today, because we picked up a few contracts for that. Oh yes, we have I think 3 at the moment, and there's quite a few more on the cards that we most likely will do. Okay, we're just going to pull in here for a second, turn the engine off, hop out, pop over and just say goodbye to this lovely worker friend. Thank you kindly. The cedar, I think, goes up here. Yes, so we will start by dropping this off in here and grabbing our fertiliser spreader. And I'll try not to crash too much. Maybe if I'm in this view, it'll be a little easier. Okay, there we go. That works. And let's back up and grab this thing. There it is. Lovely. Now, I know we've got some fertiliser in stock over here, but I don't think it's a great deal. Probably a couple of 3,000 litres, maybe. We'll have a quick look and see. How much is it? Oh, 10,000, okay. Well, that's a bit more than I thought we had. Obviously there's no seed in because, oh crikey. That is a very peculiar camera angle indeed. I'm not quite sure where that's come from or why it's there, but hey ho. Spreader camera view, I guess. Okay, so let's get this in here and fill it up. If I can remember what the button is too, there it is. Wrong button. We want fertiliser. Now we're not going to take all of it, we'll take about 4,000 litres for now. And let's head up to, let's have a quick look at all the things first. So we'll start with the contracts. We are going to claim that one, field 47, for whoever it was. Fantastic. And we are going to pick up field 38 now, because that is the field right next to us, which is just up there. Literally the field right next to us. And before we get started, we are going to have a quick look at the shop, because if I pop into the shop, we will see there's some interesting things on sale again. Apparently somebody really wants us to buy one of these liquid fertiliser spreaders. They really want us to buy one, and to be honest, that one is tempting. It's not the largest one in the world, but it is fairly cheap. It's only 20 grand, so that's kind of tempting. And the other option is this harvester, which again, that one's not on sale as much as I would like because it's not being used a great deal. And now that would be an upgrade, definitely, but I don't think we're in a position to really need that at the moment. Tempting though it is, I think what we are going to do is not get that in favour of waiting to see what happens with other potential options. We're going to hang on to the money because, crikey, that's a big spread width. This one is definitely going 36 odd meters. Yeah, so we're going to hang on to the money, although that is very tempting, and if something were to happen and we'd end up with some kind of sudden influx of cash in the next couple of months and it's still on sale, or we might consider getting it, but I think for the most part probably not. Yeah, I'm making a right pig's ear of this, aren't I? Leaving all sorts of overspread areas I haven't done, and oh dear. I mean, it's chunking through the fertiliser fairly quickly, but not as quickly as it could, so I'm fairly happy with that. And plus we are 52% done on the contract already, so that is definitely a good sign. Okay, so whip this around, there we go. Now just a tiny wage payment from the helper we had following us back with this tractor earlier, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, this is not going to take too long at all. And yeah, we're not using too much fertiliser. Trying to think what we were. I think it was like 4,100 or something we'd taken out, and we're now down to 3,700, so that's not bad. Of course, it depends on how much faffing around we have to do to actually finish the field, catching all the little bits and all that fun stuff. But okay, 91%, fair enough. Well, let's go up here and get some of this done and see how much it's going to take. It feels like we're going so slow, but we're actually going fairly quickly. 11 miles an hour is not a slow speed in farming terms. Okay, that's that part done. Now we've got all the mess that we'd forgotten over here. I think it probably feels worse because we've got all this weight behind us. That might be what it is. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know, something about it just feels a little bit slow. Okay. Come on, Mr. Tractor, up the hill you go. There's a pretty steep incline there. Aha, contract finished. Fantastic. There we go. We have reached the maximum discount for Isaac Ewing. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, let's go to the contracts and we'll cash that one in right now and get field 37 as well, because that is just up the way over here. And in fact, before we continue, let's have a quick look at the old sugarcane fields. These jobbies up here, now they are still withered, so I'm not sure if they are going to be growing back anytime. But pricing wise, let's see, it was these ones, I believe, yeah. So we got field 11 down there for, if I can read it, 104,000. Field 10 for 160. That's only got a 10% discount on it though. So if we find out who owns that one, we can maybe get a little bit more off. Field 9 is just a small field, but because of the forestry, it's 110 grand. Field 8 is 220, so that one's very, very far out. Oh, we've looked at 10 already. 15, 134 grand maximum discount. Yeah, looks like that was it. Those ones. So, I mean, potentially we could look at getting this one for 104 grand. Yeah, that's 160, that's a bit much. Maybe this one for 134. That's got potential as well. But we shall see. Obviously field 11, according to that, has a much better projected yield, being all loam, but it is only 1.74 hectares. That's it's like a solid 50% bigger. And then there's that one, which is 168, which is also a higher loam content field and a good size as well. So I think it's between those two as the first ones that we'll get, if that indeed is where we end up going first, of course. Who knows, something else may come up on the horizon. We may end up buying a small field down here to work on. I know there is one very close to us that's not too expensive. And I think this is our contract here, isn't it? Let's go round the proper way. I was going to cut through the trees, but then I realised there's this nice portion here that we can pretty much drive right down the middle of. There we go, lovely. Yes, so yeah, depending on how we play it, we've got those options over there near the sugarcane refinery itself. Or potentially, I think there's one field really close to us that's fairly small. Field 34, that is just over the road. That one is only 50 grand. So we could technically buy that now. The only problem with that is sugarcane planting equipment is not cheap. We would effectively be paying the same amount for a small harvester as we would for a seeder to get it planted in the first place. So yeah, I mean, either way I think we may have to do that anyway, because if that withered stuff isn't going to sort of self-destruct itself and regrow, then we may end up with a withered crop in one of those fields to deal with. But it's all swings and roundabouts. I think that is the direction we are looking to go generally, is to get some sugar caning equipment. Now obviously we can't plant a whole heck of a lot at the moment in terms of sugar cane. I think in fact we should have time to have a quick squiz at it here. Sugar cane is actually this is the planting season for sugar cane. So if we were going to actually do it, we would have to do it soon. And I'm fairly sure we don't have the necessary resources to work that in. So we may wait and see this year, see what happens with it, if it's going to actually regrow itself after the planting season has finished. It may just be waiting its turn and getting ready to surprise us with its sudden emergence and regrowth. And if that does happen, then that would potentially mean we can... oh, there we go, finish that one. Michael Hammond says thank you. And we're just going to leave that there, because, reasons. Actually, no, you know what, we're not. I can't do that in all good faith. We're a contracting company. We've been contracted to fertilise this field, so gosh darn it, we're going to fertilise the majority of it, even though he says it's fine. There we go. The rest of it, that can stay where it is. I'm not going to worry about those little odds and ends. But we are going to need to take this stuff for repair as well soon, I just realised. And some more fuel for the tractor as well. Well, we are still fairly near the yard actually, so we could do that. But let us turn that contract in as well. What else have we got? Nothing too large at the moment, besides the two that we've already got, 32 and 42. Sowing contracts wise, this one we can't do because it's potatoes. And potato seeding equipment is not the cheapest down here at the moment. So if we were to get some stuff to do that, it would cost us probably more than it's worth it. Now this one is oats, field 44. Let's have a quick look at that. See where 44 is. I know it's down this way somewhere. Oh, it's that great big honking one there. Yeah, that's tempting, but that is going to be a massive job. I was okay doing field 53, was it? That was okay with the planter because it's a slightly wider planter. But our seeder is only 3 meters wide, so that is going to take a long time. But it is tempting. Oh, actually, yes, we have melons and things to sell, I believe. So we shall have to look at doing that soon too. Yeah, I mean, there are a few other sowing contracts we could get. 48 and 50. 51 is potatoes. Yeah, there's a few knocking about there. Weeding we're not going to worry about too much. We'll let the farmers deal with that themselves. But where are we off to? 42 and 32. Which one is nearest? We are 42's down there. And 32's just down there as well. Okay, well, what we are going to do then is swing by the old farm, grab some repairs and some fuel, and I should have gone down that way to the road. Repairs and fuel, and maybe a bit more fertiliser in the back of this beastie. And I shall see you over at one of those fields, and we'll get a little bit of a montage going, I think. Yes, a nice, what do you call it? Fertilising montagery. Oh, yes. Okay, we are back, and this is not a montage. As you might have guessed from the out-of-service test screen that just appeared, something has happened. Oh, yes. So, in between me recording the first half of this video and me recording the second half of this video, an update dropped to the map. And it was a very good update, and it was an update that I wanted to get a hold of and get into this series. Unfortunately, it came at a bit of a price. I've had to spend a fair bit of time already redoing the yard. As you can see here now, we are lacking a certain amount of paving, concrete, asphalt, all that sort of stuff. Off to the side here you can see there is a bit more grass than perhaps was there last time. Some bushes and other stuff going on there. So what happened was there was a big update to the map, some new crops added, a shift in the local, what do you call it, seasonal window for planting and harvesting and whatnot. As you can see in the top right corner, the month is now February, where I think it was like March, possibly previously. If we look at the map here, we have some interesting developments. Up here, this big triangle previously was a grass, like meadow area, it wasn't a field or anything. That is now a coffee vineyard area, I guess you call it. There's a bunch of coffee plants up there, basically. This area too, where I'd built my yard, was also converted into a coffee plantation. Plantation, I think that's the word. But yes, it was a great big coffee field. So what I had to do was fiddle around with the save game files, and I managed to get as much of it back in as I could, up to a point. So we've got all the new features, all the new adjustments. If I pop down to the crop calendar here, you can see February is now slap in the middle of the year, where it would normally be August. And we are in February, although we were previously, I think, like I say, in March. And you can see everything's kind of shifted around from what it used to be. But that's not terribly a bad thing. If I scroll down this list, you will see at the bottom a new crop has arrived, which is black beans. So that will be, I think it's coming up to harvest next month, in fact. And there are a couple of fields of that knocking around. If I... black bean. Okay, so we've got field 34 just up here is black bean. Field 41 also black bean. Hopefully that's going to come to fruit, and we'll get some contracts for that. That'll be nice. Now, the sugarcane situation over here has changed somewhat as well. All these fields of delicious sugarcane, just blink that on, off and on again, yep, these unnumbered ones, they are currently in a slightly different growth state now to what they were before. So as you can see on this map, obviously it's colourblind mode, so it's a bit different from what you might be used to seeing. We've got these 3 fields here are ready to harvest, and these 3 fields are growing. Now, there wasn't much I could do about that, because basically I had to start a new save game and then shoehorn my existing save game into it. And yeah, all the field information changed across the board. Everything went a bit wonky, and this stuff is now a combination of ready to harvest and growing. I don't think the actual harvesting window for sugarcane is coming up. Yeah, that's not actually for a couple of months yet, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. Contracts also changed slightly as well. Yes, here we go. So we had one contract on field 32 that we were going off to do, which is now complete. I didn't actually get around to doing that, unfortunately. But we are going to collect that anyway. And we've got field 42, which is the other one I was going to do. But if I go down here, we've got, hopefully it's still, there it is, contract field 47 fertilising. That's a whacking great big field, and I am going to accept that because that's rather nice indeed. And we could use the money. Now I think we've just got those 2 on now, yeah, so let's see if there's another fertilising one for a lot. We've got 9 grand there, 53. Anything else? Any more for any more? No. Okay, we'll get the 9 grand one. Collect that as well. If we go back to the top, yeah, we've got 42, 47 and 53. Now, I think too this has affected our discount status on some of those sugarcane fields. If I whip over, I think 1 or 2 of them we had a huge discount on. This one, if I just move it over there, you can see we've only got 10% on. That's the same 10%. That's 10%. I think 1 or 2. This one's 25%. I thought we'd had a few more higher than that, so it might be some of the owners of these fields changed in the updates as well, but we're not going to worry too much about that for now. It's not stuff we really need to fix. But what we do need to fix, oh yeah, see there's our tractor. The New Holland was down in field 32 ready to do the contract, and it finished itself, so yeah, that happened. But we've got field 42 there now, and 53 and 47. That's the big boy contract. So we'll get all 3 of them done. What else is there to do? Yes, now we'll probably pick up 1 or more of those contracts in the next episode. But if I run over here, this is the extra dilemma I have. We've now got, obviously, more grass over here. Bushes, things I need to take care of, and we've got trees actually encroaching into the yard. Now these trees weren't here before when I created this. I didn't cut them down or anything. They had just been added in new with the new save game as part of the updates, the terrain changes and whatnot. So yeah, we've got all this grass over here now which I'd taken out before. Some of these trees I had cut down before. All the grass up the side here I need to put back in. It's mostly decorative work at this point, but obviously I've got to get rid of those trees, get the gravel and stuff down here again so I can actually see what's going on, fix all these greenhouse areas, get the bushes and whatnot out, fix the, I think there's a tree growing, there we go, it's a tree growing up in one of the greenhouses. Hopefully it hasn't damaged anything. I think it's just gone straight up through the skylight, so we should be fine. Same over here. And yeah, so we've got a truckload of melons ready to sell as well. Because, what have we got? Yes, those are the melons. Let me check the prices, just in case we can sell the other ones as well. So let's go down to the bottom here. Where are we? Come on, there we go. Prickly pears, 1400 and rising. No, we're not going to sell them yet, because they will come good in a couple of months, so we'll get a few more and then hopefully hock them all at like 2300. But we do have, where are we, melons? I think it's these ones, and one of the watermelons. Might be the one at the bottom, I can never remember. Yeah, but either way, we're looking at getting about 1100 per 1,000 each for all these delicious watermelons. So I am going to hop in the lorry, start it up. See all these. So I know some of these trees I'd cut down before. So we're going to get rid of them, and there's not going to be any extra added cost or bonus to us. That is just they're just going to be removed. But it's a bit of work I've got to put in to do that. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to just check the map quick and make sure I'm going to the correct sell point. Because I think it was this one here, wasn't it? Fresh fruit and veg. Fresh fruit, and that one goes there for 1100. And is it this one? Yeah, I think it's those two that I've got, and they both sell at the fruit and veg stand. Because that one doesn't. So, yeah, we'll go up here. We'll sell this little lot, get a little bit extra money, and then I'm going to wrap things up, I think, because I need to get the rest of the map sorted out again, particularly down there where our stuff was. Get it all sorted, and with any luck it won't take too long and I'll be able to get another episode out fairly quick. But yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate incident there. I mean, it's good obviously because the map's had a pretty tasty update. We've got all new, and it's all regionally specific stuff as well. I think before it was kind of a bit of a generic one for the crop calendar and possibly the soil content stuff as well for precision farming. But either way, it was a good update. There's some lovely additions in there. Are we selling all of our melons? We are only selling... Oh yeah, we are selling all of them. Hey, all the melons have gone, and we got 13,800 for it. That is absolutely fantastic. Lovely job. So I am going to head back to base now and sort out that mess of trees and bushes and decorative work that I need to get fixed. And then I'll see you next episode. Hopefully we'll get some of that fertilising done. Get to try out our new toy finally. And yeah, we'll see how we go. So on that note, I shall bid you all farewell. I'm just going to park up over here on this patch of grass out of the way. Turn the truck off there, lovely. And yeah, let's see what have we got. Yeah, I think I'd put a load of gravel around here, and obviously got to get those trees out. And I know we had some sort of tarmacked areas coming in here and around this circle, and all that concrete up under these sheds, all that sort of stuff. So there's a fair bit of work to do. But I shall continue on and get that done, and hopefully we'll see you next time. So on that note, if you have enjoyed whatever this was, do please give us a like and hit the old subscribe button there too if you have not already. And comments are always welcomed, and if you would like to share this video, that would be greatly appreciated. And with that, I shall bid you all farewell. Thanks for watching. Cheerio, everyone.